Welcome, podcast fans. It's time for the What's Up Bro podcast show presented by J&J Production Studios, the home for all your entertainment needs. All kinds of great topics discussed every week, a variety of different themes offered, special guest appearances, prize giveaways, and so much more. Stay tuned. And now, here are your hosts, Sam Crow and Big Hoss.
Well, good evening, everybody. Happy Friday night to you all. That's right. It's Friday. We're back. We're here for the weekend, and let's get Big Hoss in here first. There we go. Audio's on. How are you, Big Hoss?
I'm doing pretty good.
So, our apologies. We're starting quite a bit later than normal. Went to get everything started. We were prepared to start on time, and the studio software was not working. Tried to refresh everything. Tried to do a few different things. So I let Hoss know my last option was to restart the computer, which I did. However, it takes forever and a day to get everything back and running. But fortunately, it seems to have fixed the problem. We are live, we are here, and we're so glad to be with you guys yet again on another Friday night. And it sure is a blustery one. It's been cold. How are you? Temperatures out there? Are you getting some cold weather out your way?
Yeah, we're getting pretty cold.
What's the current temp you got right now?
I don't know. Alexa, what's the temperature outside of Lakewood, Colorado? (26 degrees Fahrenheit).
Wow. That's actually warmer than it is here. It's only about 22 right now.
Supposed to get down to 19 degrees.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to drop tonight, too. Oh, now everything's popping up here, so forgive me.
It was fucking negative 10 degrees out not too long ago.
Now that I do believe, and I think we had, I don't know, the cold, I think it was like 2 degrees the other night. It's cold, so it's, we said this earlier, I mean, I did. I said that, we thought maybe we finally got some snow, but the cold, everything's catching up. It's late in the year, but it's definitely making up for it, so I guess we couldn't avoid it forever just because where we're at, but either way, of course, we're nice and warm where we are, so it's always fun. I hope you guys are as well, and of course, as always, we're glad to have you guys here with us, and hopefully, we appreciate your patience there. We get everything going here, so didn't think it was going to happen, but we worked everything out, so here we are once again, still in January, still rocking out the new year. A lot of great things going to happen so far. We're hoping for anyway. A lot of plans we got for coming up this year, and we shared a lot with you guys. We'll continue to share that. You guys obviously noticed, if you haven't, check out our link tree has been updated. That was one of our last big projects we had for this year. The final big one will be the website. We're still working on details to get that in place. That should be up and running by the end of this year. That is the goal. So we're still exploring with that as well. Yeah, so there is that. We are going to be making another appearance. I mentioned that to Hoss. We're going to schedule it. We're going to try to appear on Vigilantes Radio again, which I have to figure out a date. I'm going to talk to Deanie soon. So is there a time that's not good for you, or are you pretty flexible?
Pretty flexible.
Okay. So I will chat. I think he does. I'll talk to him and see what he's got available. But we're going to make an appearance soon, too. And if you guys want to check it out, too, I'm going to make another appearance maybe next week. I have Deanie messaged again, said I'm welcome anytime. I'm going to make an appearance on the Pod Z-Quad podcast. It's always a lot of fun. Enjoy being with the guys there. So check that out as well. What else do we have? We still have, actually, for starters, and my apologies, we've been doing this. Of course, we're not as super chatty here, but let's get a chat going in here just to... Oops, if I could spell here. There we go. Just to welcome here. If you're checking us out, and remember, too, we don't say this enough. If you're listening live and you want to chat with us, we are checking it. I check it. Big Hoss keeps an eye on it. Hit us up in the studio chat there. If you want to leave us a message there, we do check it all throughout the show while we're live. We've had some guys do that before, some listeners. We appreciate that. We'd love to chat with you all there, too. So if you want to do that, if you want to ask questions, if you have something that you want us to talk about while we're on the air at any point in time, please feel free to submit that in the chat. Of course, as always, you can email us to j_jproductionstudios@yahoo.com. Questions, queries, business inquiries, all of the above, anything you want there. you can find. We check that out as well. So yeah, it's honestly it's wintertime. I mean, we still have at least another month or so to go, but I mean, again, it was unavoidable forever, so it is what it is, and we make the most of it. I guess it could be worse. You know, obviously that's probably goes without saying, but we say it anyway. Just, excuse me, for posterity's sake, I apologize. I'm getting hungry already. Almost dinner time. Oh, that's why that was there. I didn't switch it back. Let's go. Wait a minute.
It doesn't help that Haas is eating his dinner in front of him.
I was gonna say it looks really good too. I could smell it from where I'm sitting too, but that's all right. I don't begrudge anybody that. You know, we all have different times we have to eat and schedule things, so it is what it is. We will be eating soon, so it's not like I'm going to starve completely. I have eaten today. It's just going to be that time of night. But either way, we're here to have some fun with you guys for a little while, so we'll get to that at some point. Now, I do want to start this here, and I was thinking about this, and I saw this was on YouTube the other day too. People are talking about this, so I want to bring this up here, and it's not to cause any. It's just more of a thought process going in here. So, and I want to share this. I want to get Big Hoss's feedback on this. You may or may not have seen this. I don't know how much you keep up with the news on there, but so, and this is just to preface this. This is not to get too into this there. Obviously, we know it's an election year, and we know that the presidential election comes up in November, and the candidates that are running for office are out touring and having debates and everything and all that sort. So recently, I want to say maybe a month ago, and if you've heard this, let me know. I don't want to get too much in this, but I don't know if we'll see where this is at. So I believe it was the Republican candidate debate. The question was posed, and I will preface it. What's that?
Was it Trump?
Well, here I'll let you tell me what you think, because I want to ask you the question. I want you to give your honest feedback here, because I already answered this, and it just blows my mind how, I don't know. You'll have to hear it go. So, the question was posed, and for those of you that, you don't have to necessarily be a historian yourself, but the question was, what was the primary reason of the American Civil War? Now, just in case you don't know what that is, and most of you should, if you were paying attention in school, our country was divided. We were at war with each other, North and South, brother versus brother. I'm sure you're familiar with that from school. I probably didn't love it as much, but so what do you think, Big Hoss, was the primary reason that caused division, that caused the Civil War to break out back in the 1860s?
Slavery.
Oh, see, here's the thing. Now, that is partially true, but you have to listen to the context of the question. What is the primary reason? That was not a primary reason. That was a big part. It wasn't until 1863, because President Lincoln enacted the Emancipation Proclamation. That was when slavery really came into the fold. But there was another. And here's the thing. I'm not saying it's wrong. And so anybody out there, it is very much a part of it. But the key phrase, the key word in that sentence is the primary reason. So I'm going to guess. I'll tell you what it is. I don't have to guess, because I want you to rack your brain over it. Primary reason for the Civil War was states' rights. Okay, so in essence, and the short version of it is the Southern states, which we know now in our history now, the Confederate States became the Confederate States of America, succeeded or wanted to break away from the federal government, from the Union for that one. And basically, the idea was, if we did it once during the independence, when we broke away from Britain back in the Revolutionary War, the Southern states said we have a right to govern ourselves, and we don't have to, we can be our own separate country, and that's essentially what led to the split. Secession was voting to break away from the majority of the Union for that. So that's really the primary reason. Slavery was a big part of that.
That's such an important call.
Oh, are you? Okay, go ahead. Take a breather. If you want to come back, we'll be here.
I'll come back. I'll be back.
All right, no problem. We'll be here. So, very, very interesting point of thought. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's a wrong answer. It's just, it's context, okay? And I think a lot of it is, number one, maybe people don't know that. It's just, you sit there going, how do you... Now, I loved history, especially American history. You guys may have heard me say this before. So, this was an easy one for me. However, a lot of people either, I don't want to say didn't pay attention, but may not have understood understood that quite the way that a lot of us do. So that's understandable. And again, the other factor in that too is, I think, I don't know. It's hard to. What's up? Oh, I think it's just, I don't know. Maybe a misconcept in there too. I don't know. That could be part of it. But it's just an interesting point to note when you consider that. And it also goes to show, and the point I like to bring about is, do people really understand the history of it in general when you hear answers like that? Now, kudos for people for knowing an answer at least, because I've shared this with a lot of friends and family, and this is, if you ever go on like YouTube or places you can watch videos, it's kind of like one of those, are you smarter than a fifth grader? A lot of you guys, if you remember that show way long back, I remember watching it when I was a lot younger. But simple, basic questions, which, again, you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a complete genius. But and since Hoss isn't here, I'm actually right now I'm gonna put the fire. He can't hear it anyway. I like to have it just a little ambiance in the background for me. Let's just make sure I don't have a commercial. We don't. It just goes to show that. Oh no, I'm sorry. I switched gears. Smarter fifth grader. When you watch people, I was watching some of these videos. The idea is whoever's hosting the video, the talk host or whatever, they go out and they ask basic questions to Americans. I was watching a couple of these. Now, again, that's what I was saying. You don't have to be an expert, but you should have some notion of it, at least to a certain degree. I'm sorry, here a lot of videos are popping up on me again. I just got the computer restarted here, but the idea, though, it's funny when you have people who genuinely don't know the answer, or they try to know, or they have an answer that's obviously not correct. I'm trying to think of a good example from one that I saw. Well, a perfect example was, now, again, you don't have to be a complete know-it-all for this one, too. And most people, and I know, again, everybody has that subject in school you like to pay attention to, you don't pay attention to. But the question posed to some people just randomly on the street, they weren't prefaced with anything, was, I'm trying to think of a couple of these, because a couple of these were good ones. The first one that was asked to I think it was at least 4 or 5 people, it was kind of a two-parter question, was who fought in the American Civil War, or who was the war between? And so why it's hysterical is people think really hard about it. Now, again, a lot of wars in our nation's history, and again, dates and things get mixed up, and it's perfectly understandable. But for most people, getting the answer wrong, and then the follow-up question was, who won? It's just hysterical. So that's why I say, like, when you hear people at least have enough foresight to give a good answer, and slavery, like Haas said too, that's a good answer, and that's I think a fallback one that most people go right to. And again, I'm not saying that that's wrong at all. It's just it's that context again. It's those little. It's almost like when you take a quiz or a test, and I've learned too, you really have to read the questions carefully, or you have to pay attention, because they can trip you up just by a word or two. That changes the whole context of it. So it's kind of that same situation here in this case. But it's not wrong. It's nothing that's it's fun though. But breaking it down, that's the answer there. And I say this because I was thinking about this for a while, and the reason I bring it up again now is I just saw there was a YouTuber I like to watch that plays like historical games, and was decided to comment on this. I haven't watched the full video yet, but it drew my attention to it, where I'm like, oh yeah, this is still talked about. And this was from a debate probably had to be close to a month ago, I want to say. It's been a little bit, but it made headlines for that because I feel like some of the candidates were poking fun at others that didn't know the answer, giving the wrong answer. It was this whole thing. And so I'm sorry?
These are yours.
Those are mine?
Yes.
Are they empty? Oh, okay. Put them on there. That's fine. That's fine. It's all right. We got a lot of stuff going on in here.
Is that your purse?
It's not. No, that's up. Is that down here?
No, it's not. I'm going to put it under your bag.
Oh, I'm gonna take it upstairs anyway. So Sorry, we got all kinds of stuff happening. It's one of those crazy nights. Let's see if Hollis is ready to come back in. I'm guessing he might be. I'm just gonna ask. But it's just interesting the things. I guess the things that we debate about, talk about, and I don't know. It's hysterical. We might do that one time. I should find one of those videos and we'll pick questions. One of the other questions was, I'm trying to think now. It was just so. Oh, who was the 16th president of the United States? And the one that was funny was the gentleman that was asked this question. I think it was down in actually D.C. That was the one video I was watching. It was in Washington, D.C. And he was standing right in front of the Lincoln Memorial, and he had to think about it, couldn't figure it out. And the guy's like, the answer's right behind you. Like, turn around. Like, it's funny. And again, people weren't like overly upset, and some people were like, I'm really embarrassed. I should know the answer. And there was one. I remember the one girl. Okay, let's see. Hang on a second. So Big Hoss actually he's got to make a run out. He got an important phone call, so he's actually going to be missing for the night, which is fine. We're starting a bit later, so it's okay. We'll recalibrate and we'll start fresh tomorrow night. So he passes along his well wishes. So, but it's funny when people. Oh, that's what I was going to say. There was one woman that was asked. She said, her college degree was she's a history major. And I think it was who was the 16th president. I think they asked her that question. She didn't know. So it's just funny when, again, you see these things and people, we debate over I don't want to say the dumbest things at times, but truth be told, a lot of cases, it can be rather dumb sometimes. So that's, it's just one of those things. But I thought it was hysterical, and it's not poking fun at anybody specifically, but it just goes to show that you really don't retain what you have from school, and I think a lot of us don't, or you just didn't pay attention, or you just don't know. Like, it's just really one or the other. There's really no alternative, in all honesty. So I don't know, but it grinds your gears, or grinds my gears, and I was sitting there going, oh, to get that answer wrong, or not to become, I shouldn't say wrong. I think that's the misconception there. To be not completely accurate, I think is the more better approach to it. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a simpleton that way. I don't like to sweat about the bigger issues, but it's I don't know. It's just one of those type of things. So, actually, let's end this call. As much as I'd love to stare at myself on camera here, I just wanted to pose that question because the other reason I wanted to do that is: do you ever have moments where it doesn't have to be history related too, but you just have like those moments like, ooh, like. Another perfect example too, and a lot of us probably did this. Love watching game shows growing up, still do, like the classic game shows, like game shows that were barely, I was too young or I wasn't even born yet. But one of our all-time favorites was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Okay, and I think it's still running now, in fact. But it was always fun to play along because you always like to know. We challenge ourselves. What questions do we know? Could we win the $1 million? And I remember as a kid, I always tried to play along. I wanted to go on the show because I thought I could actually do it. Would it have worked out really well? I don't know for sure, but I could have at least, or I would have at least liked to have had the opportunity to try. But it's just interesting because you learn some new things too. Some things and I've had questions like, "Oh, I know the answer." Some of them, you're like, I'm not sure, or whatever the case, it might be something different. But you can gain some kind of information one way or the other, no matter however you slice it. You'll find information there, which I think is that's the great thing. Whether you knew it or not, or even just to refresh your memory is always a good thing too, because we all have those, and it's just nice to kind of reflect more and to reinforce stuff that we know. Like I remember there were questions like I would say, "Oh, I knew that," but I couldn't remember at the time because I hadn't thought about it for a while. Now the other flip side, whenever you're doing a show like that, and this is the thing that we do at home that we don't understand. I've been critical like this, a lot of contestants I've watched on that show and others like that. It's easy enough when we sit home having all the time in the world going, oh, well, I should know. We can get the answer. It can't be that difficult. And how did they not know that and all this stuff? We're not under the bright lights, though. That's the first thing. We're not bound by a clock. That's the second thing. And, a lot of it is you don't realize the pressure that you're under until you're caught in the moment of it, okay? So I think that's the area that we fail to recognize. And, that's where I always say if we were in that position, we shouldn't be quick to judge because we could just easily be us. Now, I say that too in the case of I played sports when I was younger, never played anything professional or anything in college or anything, but even like middle school and stuff, that I always felt the immense pressure of game day, whether it was baseball, basketball, football, whatever it was. Being in the spotlight there, especially in situations where you want to win or you want to answer a correct question, whatever the case may be, you don't realize the pressure that is truly, truly there until you're under that spotlight. And everybody is watching you. I can't remember clearly a lot of them, but I remember there's some games in some scenarios where, I wouldn't say choke, but you felt the adrenaline pumping of you feel scared because, you're out here, trying to win or perform well. And that's why for me, even amazingly as a musician too, I would get stage fright. Not playing in a band though. See, that's the thing. When you're on with different people, in that case, although it's weird, like even playing sports teams, but you're not usually highlighted or featured. So if I was, say, performing or singing like as a solo and singing, that's one thing. But never really had pressure in a group setting, which is weird, except sports-wise. But I suppose the feeling is a little bit different too. So, it is what it is. But you guys kind of get the gist. You kind of get the notion and the idea. So yeah, but that's the whole being caught up in the moment kind of a deal. I think about like the show 2 Minute to Win It, and same thing. Like my family has over the time, we've actually played several of those games, and some of them you sit there going, this can't be that hard. They don't look hard at all. When you're under the clock like that, though, it's a whole different element. Everything changes. Like you probably wouldn't even believe unless you went through it. So that's where that game-changing thing tends to happen. It's because it's bound by the clock, or it, whatever the case is, the pressure is there. That's really what changes things. So, that's something that we have to consider, or you have to think about in those situations. That's just a point of reference there. So, just my thought on that one. If you guys want to share too, by all means, please do. I'd love to hear some feedback because we all have different experiences at one time or another. We don't always all have the same ones because we all are different individuals, obviously. I know, Sam, what are you talking about? Duh. But it's just one of those things where it's nice to kind of get some feedback there. I always like to have advice from anybody who's willing to talk to me about it. So there is that. And you never know. We can learn something from each other. We are a huge community here. We're trying to all grow together, learn something, and really get to have the ability to just learn something different and help each other. We're here to help you guys. You guys can help us just as much. We're all in this together. We're not just we're here to entertain you and to be there for you all, But we want to get something back from you guys, just like you would get from us. We hope anyway. That's our goal every time we put the mics on and we come on the show and do these shows. But that's just the goal that we all can strive and work with together. So that's what we hope for. That's what we hope you guys will share in it with us. And why we say we all are in this, we work together. It's not just about us. It's really more about you guys than anything else. So that's what we can kind of hope for there as well. But just some food for thought. I thought it was interesting. And, a lot of times we get so busy, we don't reflect on simple things anymore. And I know it's just hard, especially when we're grown-ups and have all this stuff to do. And, it kind of sucks in some general, if you will. But, it's nice to kind of step back and think about different things and really just kind of catch up on maybe things that you've forgotten about or missed. I know I had a period where I went through that, and it was just so nice to be able to reconnect and re-catch up on a lot of things I hadn't thought about, contemplated, addressed, sought after. I mean, I still have a buttload of stuff I have to do, but I try to make time for everything now and again. It's just so hard. There's not enough time in a day. That's one phrase that I really never understood until I got older, and that was, there's not enough time in the day. It's really interesting. And if you're a younger listener too, make sure you guys, think about this. I'm telling you that for advice now because, you will find this out as you get older. It will happen, but it's just interesting and take some. I guess I say too is take some time. Like I know, like when we go on vacation, at least as long as we have nothing really going, I try to ponder, catch up on things that I don't normally do. I shared this, but I want to go back to this for a second because I think about this and I still can't believe this. It wasn't this past summer. I think it was the summer before. I mean, 24 now. So was it the summer of 20? It was the summer of 2022. Yes, because we hadn't started the shows yet. The studio wasn't around yet. We were just still in the research and development. Hadn't launched, I guess rather is the better phrase. But I had a week off, or I had a week vacation. Okay, roundabout. I think it was. Exactly a week because family went on vacation. I was by myself. I had all these plans. Like I pre-planned every single day. Every night I was going to be on gaming and video gaming. Hoss was on. We'd be gaming and stuff on the computer, even whatever, or the gaming systems, whatever. I got to get back on that too. That's one of my get the PlayStation fired up. I got so many things to upgrade and download. I had some new games I still haven't played. I bought like months ago. It's just one of those. By the time the night comes, you're just so exhausted, even on the weekends. So I'm going to try to reintegrate that into my life schedule. But I still have some cleaning to do in my office space and so much reading to catch up on. And it's just a mess. But anyway, this is all tied into this. This is why it's just funny because I had this planned out for that whole week. Now, the old saying too is sometimes the best laid plans, things happen. And truthfully, that's it. I expected there. I tried to carve out a little bit of buffer time to where if something happened, I could readjust my schedule, but it wouldn't be earth shattering because I had that budget. I had that miscellaneous time, planned out and everything. Now, the week started, and I continued to start my plans, do what I had to do. I did not even get through, I don't even think I got through a quarter of the stuff I wanted to do for that week, which was disappointing. I mean, things happened, and I got some stuff done, but it's just like I had one day where I was just so busy from the time I got up to I'm trying to go back in my memory bank and how it went, but I feel like it was later in the evening, not quite as late as it is now. If you're listening live, obviously, it's later in the evening. But this happened, it probably started around 4 in the afternoon, my time, Eastern time. And I'm pretty much thinking about the remainder of my day. Like, I want to be upstairs by like 10, 10:30 to start gaming. Because I know I'm going to get tired. I'm gonna have to go to bed at some point. So I'm like, I still have this stuff to do. I want to watch a good movie. I want to have dinner. I think I ordered myself dinner that night or something of that nature. I don't think I cooked anything. And I still had some things to finish up in between. So I'm literally like, I remember like I'm cramming all this stuff in. I'm doing all this, left and right, blah 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 blah. The night's getting away from me, and I'm like, oh my lord, it's already like, I don't think it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. And I'm like, oh, where does this time go? Like, I'm literally, I feel like I bumped it back a little bit because I wanted to relax, because I hadn't really relaxed. I was just doing all this stuff. So I'm like, well, that's a little less time I get to play on gaming and stuff at night. That's fine. I'm just not going to stress about it. It's going to be what it is. So that was the bottom line, the whole point. So it's just interesting when you look at that and you recognize that. And again, it propelled me back to my younger days, going care and fancy free, not a care in the world, yada yada. Totally different. Like, wow, this is what it really feels like. So definitely a learning curve, a life experience, and a life lesson. But I'm glad I went through it. I'm glad I learned it. I think a lot of you guys younger will benefit if you go through it. So, but just put that in your mindset now. It does happen. If it does, you don't think it will. It will. Trust me. So, just to kind of put that out there. But just some other words of thought to think about as well. So, with that being the case, we're going to take a little break here. We're going to come back. We might actually end a little bit earlier tonight just because it's all been disheveled and everybody off. It just kind of throws the whole feng shui thing off. So we'll take a little bit longer of a break here. I might actually play longer commercials too, just to kind of get our time in there. So we'll go through a slew of that, give you guys a chance to go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do, get a snack. Again, apologies. I know this is not the way we planned it. So hopefully tomorrow night it should be better. We'll be better prepared and make sure we test everything ahead of time. So we'll make sure that works. Stick around, though. Still more to come at the What's Up Bro podcast show. It's Friday night, January 19th. Can't believe we're almost through the month of January already. Where does the month? It's going to be 2025, I'm telling you. And summer's going to come, and it's a whole mess. I don't know. I can't even. I just can't think about it right now. So you shouldn't think about it either. Let's just relax. It's the weekend. Let's kick back. Let's get our fire paused here. We'll come back. We'll restart it. Talk plenty of more stuff. Lots of great things coming. We do have a lot of great plans coming up this year we're hoping for, so it's schedule depending. Like I said, our biggest thing is getting more shows out. The Game Corner, of course, ASMR Nighttime Sleep, Sports Show, Law and Justice Show. That has something I have to work on to get some more material out there, but I'm working on that. But they will be out, so we promise you guys that is the plan for this year, plus a couple other stitches that we're working on to finish up as well. But that's the goal. We have plans. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. We always work super hard. We're proud of it. We hope that you all are too. So stick around. Don't go to bed just yet. We're still going to go for a little bit. We'll see you back here shortly for more on the show. So glad to be with you guys. Of course, as always, we love you all and appreciate you so much. So stick around. Come on back. Plenty more to come right after this. We'll see you very, very soon. Don't go away.
Hey, audio fans, are you looking for fun and excitement? Have you been searching for that special show? You know, the one complete package you want in a podcast? Then check out the What's Up Bro podcast show and experience what true entertainment is all about. Stay tuned and don't miss the action. Available on your favorite streaming services, including YouTube. Thank you for all your support. And as always, we'll see you at the show.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
Hey there, do you love podcasts? Are you having difficulty finding the right ones to listen to? Is it frustrating when you're trying to pick that show? You know, the one where everyone must collectively agree on? Like finding a good movie or TV show to watch, do you look for the most jam-packed entertainment that's possible to find in a single episode every week? Then search no more, and welcome to J&J Production Studios. It's our business to provide the best entertainment and information available for you. Whether you're sitting in that comfy chair with your favorite snack and beverage listening live each week, or downloading your favorite show episodes to take with you on the go while you're at work, exercising, or even just to play at night for you to fall asleep to. There's something for everyone, no matter what size, shape, or age you are. Visit www.linktree.com/J_J Production Studios to find all the streaming services where our podcast shows can be found. You can also connect with us on your favorite social media platforms, including Facebook and Twitter. You can join our public Discord server and chat directly with us. But wait, there's more. You can subscribe to our official YouTube channel and be notified every time a new show is broadcast. Wish you could have some studio souvenirs or collectibles? Guess what? You can. Visit the official store where you can purchase items featuring your favorite podcast and show hosts. Would you like to help support us? You can do that by getting your very own exclusive membership on our Patreon account. All proceeds go to help us upgrade our shows, which will only enhance the entertainment provided to you. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you as an audience. Your love and support are always appreciated. We'll see you soon.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. Break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you're just tuning in, welcome. This is the What's Up Bro podcast show brought to you by J&J Production Studios, your number one true home for entertainment. Rough night tonight. We had some technical glitches, couldn't get the show started as early as we wanted to, and so unfortunately we're going to cut short a little bit tonight too, also because Big Hoss had a bit of a unexpected, I don't know if you call it an emergency. He had to leave and got called out for something, he needed help to do something. So he'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be back here as well. So we're actually getting ready to wrap things up now, a little bit earlier than, well, a little bit normal than our hour run time, but it's also a little bit later than our normal airing time. So either way, I just want to share a couple final thoughts though for you guys, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the weekend. Now, it's cold out, it's snowy out, depending on where you're at, maybe not. I envy anybody who lives down south in Florida, Texas, California, Arizona. Even if you live tropically, if you live in another country somewhere, I envy you for that, but not really. I do enjoy the snow. Would have been nice if this would have happened on Christmas, but not that I'm bitter or anything, mind you, but just kind of wish it would have turned out that way. But I just want to leave you with this kind of a thought. Now, the weekends we kick back, we want to relax, and I mentioned this earlier in the show tonight, which if you missed that, you can go back and listen to it. We tend to have time to ourselves to contemplate a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff on our minds. We're always thinking about something, even when we're sleeping. That's kind of what dreams are involved for. Now, obviously, there can be weird ones. I've had some weird ones lately, too. Subconscious trumps conscious, but you're still thinking. So your mind is still actively working and, you know, moving and going and all that sort of thing. So, but what I want to say is, in time for the weekend, make sure that you guys really, and we share this a lot. I know we've talked about it on different occasions. We spread it out over different episodes too, but it really goes without saying, but we got to say it because we just want to make sure you guys take advantage of it. Really find an opportunity to relax and give yourselves a good break. Don't think about anything major. Just try to, quote unquote, turn your mind off if possible. Try not to stress about things. There's plenty of time to worry about stuff throughout the week. There's all kinds of different things that, you know, we can really focus and worry about at a later time. There's plenty of time for that. Just take some time for yourselves and really just, you know, whether that's a weird kind of vacation this time of year. Some people do it. I know it's not impossible. It's not always likely, but it is what it is. You can get it out. That's great. If you're able to do so, go for it. But just don't overwork yourself and overwhelm yourself to where you're causing yourself unnecessary grief or stress. That will come. I can guarantee you that. But we just don't want to add to that. That's why we are here, like, for the weekend, or the weekends we have, you know, this show here. We have other shows we focus on other topics that we enjoy, like the Game Corner stuff. We can kick back and relax. But it's just an opportunity where we just want to all try to escape. So I hope we do help you take the pressure off. We really, truly do, because as you guys know, too, when we get back to ASMR and nighttime sleep, we're going to talk about more the mental health, and we're going to get a little bit deeper there. But on the average whole, we do try to keep things light as possible, and we try to keep it relaxed. We don't want to add stress to an already stressful situation. We don't want you guys to, or we don't want to be the reason that you guys get stressed out either. We don't want to add any gasoline to that fire. So that's why, you know, we put it in that regard. We say it that way. So, but take it upon yourselves and try to find what it is that helps you to relax, what helps you de-stress, whatever it is. And we all have our own things. That's common there. But we just hope that you guys are finding that, especially with us. That's what we really are trying to do. So we hope we can bring that for you guys. You sure bring it for us, because it gives us a reason to come on the airway, which we love you guys for. We can't say it and thank you enough for that. But we hope you guys feel equally that love back, and we hope that you also have that opportunity to give yourselves that bit of stress relief as much as possible. So just a little bit of insight for you guys to think about, ponder. When we come back tomorrow night, we might do a game corner. I'm not sure. We're going to see how the night goes. Hopefully we don't have any glitches, but we want to get back into that. I know we don't have all of the guys here as much anymore, but we'll make it work. We're going to find ways to do that. But either way, we'll be here for you guys. We hope you'll come tune in with us tomorrow night. Same time. We'll try to get on to make sure that the equipment works and there's no glitches. I'm telling you, it's either the software or it's the internet. There's always something. It's the fun of being an entertainer there. It's fun being a content creator and being a podcaster and a YouTuber and everything above that we do. So wherever you are in vein, you guys are right there with us. You guys know. A content creator is the general basis for everybody. So you know there's always glitches you just cannot prepare for as much as you try. You could plan for weeks of a show in advance, and shit still happens. I can guarantee you that. But we still love it. We still enjoy it. We hope you guys do as well. We're here for you. There's so many of us out there, but we hope that you enjoy us as much as we enjoy having you and love being there. And we can't wait to see what this year brings for all of us. So, for all of us here at J&J Production Studios, myself and for Big Hoss, we wish you guys be happy, be healthy, and be safe. Please don't drink and drive. Be responsible if you're out partying this weekend. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your Friday night. The weekend is just getting started. So, look forward to it. Set your alarms. Be back here 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. We'll pick up right where we left off. Have a lot of blast. Have a blast and have a lot of fun for you guys, what we always do. So, we hope you'll look forward to it as much as we will. So, thank you all so much. Have a great night. Sleep well and sweet dreams. We'll see you tomorrow. So, goodbye for now. But, of course, and as always, you guys know, until next time, when we see you at the show.
Thank you for listening to the What's Up Bro show. Catch all the latest live action on your favorite podcast streaming services, including Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. You can also check out episodes on the studio's official YouTube channel. Subscribe and become a member today. Don't forget to also turn on notifications so you'll know when new content is uploaded. Stay tuned and don't miss a single moment. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, we will see you at the show.